Namo Amida Butsu. I'd like to clarify one thing, and it's a very important thing. In my last video, I talked about how even though Shinjin is simple faith, it means so much more to me than that. And what I meant to say was, for me, I know that Shinjin is simple faith. It is a childlike faith in Amida Buddha and his pure land. It is a childlike knowing that in your next life, after you die in this one, you will go to live as an enlightened Buddha in the pure land and return to this land to help save and guide other sentient beings to the grace and love of Amitabha Buddha. Now, I want to be very clear on something. In no way was I implying by that statement that Shinjin, or true Shinjin, there's only one Shinjin, and it is what I said. It's simple faith. It is a simple knowing that Amida and his pure land is real, and you know that you're going to go there after you die in this life. But what I want to be clear on is that you don't require any special levels of consciousness, no higher realm of thought. There's no required emotions to have or feelings to have in order to be a person of Shinjin. In my case, there was a lot of emotion and a lot of feeling when I first realized that Amitabha Buddha and his pure land was real, and that I had received Shinjin, and that I knew that I would die and go to his pure land in my next life. But that's not everyone. That's not everyone's experience of receiving Shinjin. For a lot of people, it's a simple knowing that Amitabha is real, the Pure Land is real, and they know they're going there because they've entrusted themselves and their karmic destiny to him. To some people, it's like with me. It's an explosion, tears running down your eyes, running down your face, tears in your eyes, very emotional. Each person is different, and Amitabha Buddha offers that salvation to each and every person, just as they are, just who they are. And though it requires good karma from the past to be open to receiving gifts of Amida's gift of Shinjin, us trying to make ourselves more holy or more monk-like or more Buddha-like can actually prevent us from receiving Shinjin, because in that case we are relying on our own self-power to bring us to the Pure Land. Or, as I tried before I received Shinjin, trying to convince Amida that I'm more eager to go to his Pure Land through doing all these other practices. A person becomes open to Shinjin because of a good teacher, because of good karma from the past, and because of a decision to entrust yourself to Amida, because you understand you can't save yourself. And I had to get to that point in my life where I said, okay, and I physically threw my hands up and said, okay, Amida, I can't save myself. If you are a real Buddha, if your Pure Land is a real place, I have entrusted myself and my karmic destiny to you. You will bring that about when you think the time is right. And It wasn't long after that I knew Amida and his Pure Land were real, and that I was going to the Pure Land in my next life. Shinjin is not becoming an enlightened Buddha here in the here and now. It is a knowing that I will become an enlightened Buddha once this life, once this here and now that I'm living in at the moment is gone. And once I am born in my next life. Because in that next life I will be born in Amitabha's Pure Land of ultimate bliss and peace. But I know that there's a lot of different information out there about what Amida is, what the Pure Land is, what Shinjin is, why you say Nimbutsu. But Masters Rinyo and Shinran and Honen and Shantao very clearly mapped out all of this. We don't need to worry about whether or not we're doing it right. Because the only thing we need to do is say Amida Buddha's name, wish to be born in his Pure Land of ultimate bliss and peace, and go there. And a lot of people out there have asked me, a lot of you have asked me, I don't feel anything. I don't feel like I'm any different than I was before. And I'm waiting for that sign that I have received Shinjin. Well, the sign that you've received Shinjin is just the simple knowing that you know Amida's real, you know his Pure Land is real, and you know you're going there in your next life. Nothing else is required. Nothing else is necessary. But it is simple faith. And we all react to that knowing in different ways. Now, I'm sitting here very calmly, sipping on my tea, which I'm going to take another sip. Excuse me. Gunpowder green tea, the best. And I forgot what I was saying. Simple faith, yeah. Shinjin is simple faith in Amida Buddha and his Pure Land. It is a simple knowing. I have entrusted myself and my karmic destiny to Amida, and I'm going there in my next life. And people have asked me for that sign, and that is the sign. That knowing, you know that you've received Amida. I think as Josho Adrian Sensei said once, he said, nothing and nobody will convince you you have not received Shinjin. And I think one of the Pure Land masters, I don't remember if it was Rinyo or Shinran, said if 1,000 Buddha, if I had walked out the door and saw 1,000 Buddhas, each of them saying Amitabha and his Pure Land is not real, and I may be getting this wrong, but that's the general gist. If I had a vision of all these Buddhas saying Amitabha and his Pure Land are not real, I would not believe them. I can honestly say I'm at that point. Once I receive Shinjin, and I've talked about this in other videos, I've had different feelings, I've had different emotions, doubts, fears, worries, but that knowing is locked inside of me. That knowing is not going away. That knowing will never leave me. Even if my body and my mind waste away, that gift that comes exclusively from Amida to us, that knowing that we will be born in his pure land, that cannot be taken away from me. This Saha realm, this Saha life I'm living in is temporary. The pure land is not. The realm I'm living in now is samsaric. It is a realm of karma, good and bad, suffering, desire, sickness, old age, and death. The pure land is not. The pure land is a nirvanic land. It is a land created through the power of Amitabha Buddha. It is a manifestation of Amitabha Buddha and his enlightenment. It is totally different. And so the faith I have received from Amida is simple faith, but it is totally different from any kind of samsaric religious experience I have gone through while living in this mortal earthly realm. And I just wanted to clarify that. Don't ever feel you have to reach any kind of stage of ecstasy or, heightened awareness or deep calm or inner peace to become a person of Shinjin. Just say Amida's name, entrust yourself to him, and wish to be born in his pure land. That is the primal vow. That is the vow our school here at Amida Ji is based on. We rely on the primal vow to guide us. Anything that is not included in that primal vow is not necessary for you to receive Shinjin. Namo Amida Butsu.